What's going on, everyone? Obviously, the market acted a bit choppy today with the Fed speaking tomorrow. So obviously, things were pretty stagnant. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the overall stock market, my thoughts, what I said was going to most likely happen today, and my thoughts for the remainder of the week, right? So we're going to talk about the SPY, the NASDAQ, the IWM, and the crypto markets. So without further ado, let's get started. Number one, I said anything above 396 on the SPY was bullish and the market should continue upward. That worked out pretty well. Sunday night, I said if we do not close above 405, well, what I meant to say was if we don't show strength, right? Then that same 403 to 405 area from Friday will act as resistance. We literally fell from 404. So we held 396 the entire day. You could have played long intraday as we continued to hold above 399.5 and 400. And then once we got here, this was a key major level of resistance between 403 to 405. That's exactly where we ended up falling intraday. So we ended up falling exactly from that level. Very simple. If you keep on changing your bias on every single small little move intraday, then you're going to end up getting chopped out. But if you have a whole plan, like a holistic plan entering the day, it makes trading much easier. So smaller price movements, oh my God, oh, this is what's happening. You just need to know overall where the support level is and where the resistance level is. You want to be buying. And I also was stressing today, you want to be a buyer at support because the market was going to be choppy. You do not want to buy into strength. So I was trying to peddle this as much as possible today. You only want to buy at consolidation at support. There's going to be little to no follow through if you buy on the breaks of resistance or on the breaks of support. And that worked out pretty well also. So now moving forward, what can happen? So now obviously the two main things tomorrow are core retail sales at 8:30 and Fed Powell speaks at 2. So expect tomorrow to be very, very choppy and not to really please just don't overtrade. Don't try to catch every single move. Tomorrow is going to be much more indecisive than it was today. Today was relatively easy. You could just buy because we had a bullish bias today. You buy at support, but tomorrow it's going to be much less easy. So what I think is going to end up happening for the Fed meeting tomorrow. So because Fed Powell said that we were going to have a soft landing, I believe the market is going to end up bouncing after his speech and then begin to fall maybe at the end of the week or later on next week. But I believe that he's going to say some really bullish and dovish things that will cause the market and the SPY to break above 405 and 406 and then eventually end up retesting 415 to 420 at least. So I personally believe that Powell should bring the market up to 415 to 420, overshoot to 430, have more bears, load up on shorts, and then from there, that would be a much cleaner drop down to, below 370. But I could be completely wrong. If he starts saying some bearish, hawkish things, if we break down below 393, then it's a very high likelihood that we're going to end up breaking 385. And then if we end up breaking 385, 370 is on the table. And then we can easily overshoot below 370, which is all the way down here. We can easily overshoot below 370 and then end up testing 350 to 355. And we would have a pretty impulsive move because 370 is going to be a really, really key level of support. Obviously, every 10 points, sure, right? Every 10 points is going to be a key level of support, right? Mentally. But this 370 level, if we can break down to that level, then it would start becoming a much better longing opportunity. So if we don't end up retesting 415 to 420 during this bounce, and we end up if the Fed ends up saying hawkish things, at these levels is where I would want to start going long for the longer term for a potential bounce to 430 to 440, because that is when the risk reward would just be much more favorable. But in terms of level-headedness, I hope Fed Powell says some dovish things, allows bigger players to re-enter the market short at higher prices, and that would probably be the best case for a much stronger fall in the short term, right? And because he said, yeah, we want to have a softer landing, this would be the best case for a softer landing if he pumps the market back up to essentially 415 to 420 at least. And then the leg down wouldn't necessarily really be as devastating, or it would be more controlled. It would be softer, right? So, yeah, so that's what my view is on what a soft landing would be. But yeah, those are the two cases really for the entire stock market. I mean, everything is going to be dependent on the Fed meeting tomorrow. So today's video should be pretty short. So this is really it for the stock market in general, right? We could take a look at all the other charts, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't really matter. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock onwards is going to answer a lot of our questions. And those same levels that I just said apply. If we close above 405, it's going to be a really, really good chance that we end up seeing 415 to 420. If we close below 393 to 395, it's a really good chance that we're going to break 385 at that point. Because if the Fed is not saying anything bullish tomorrow, there's no reason for us not to go and break new lows. All right. So there's that for the stock market. Let's take a look at the crypto market. So obviously Bitcoin made a bit of a bottom. The Luna scare is mostly done. There could be a lot of firms, etc., that have just gone under. We're going to see a lot, like there could be a lot more trickling effects of what happened and who got really, really burned from the situation. And I think a lot of those things are going to come into light in the next week or two. But for now, things have subsided and Bitcoin is making a bit of a bottom. Obviously, in terms of a continued move to the upside, this isn't what we want to see, this candle. So just pragmatically looking, we're holding above 28, holding above 29. The equities market is showing a bit of a bounce. The crypto market's holding above a key support, essentially. But again, really, everything is going to be wholly dependent on how bearish or bullish, dovish, hawkish the Fed is tomorrow. All right, those are the levels. Trade the levels blindly. Please don't try to overcomplicate things. Don't fall for emotions intraday. Don't allow your emotions to dictate your trading. Have a plan, have levels that you're looking at, and stick to them. And understand as you get closer and closer to support and resistance levels, you're going to feel more emotional. You're going to feel, oh my God, maybe we can end up breaking this level of resistance. Maybe we can end up doing this and that. You can't trade like that. It's not a sustainable way of trading. You need to have a plan before each day and implement that plan. And after a while, if you refine that plan and you continue to work at it and become better, it'll end up being better. But yes, if you want to say, look, no, but you have to adapt to changing market environments, blah, blah, blah. Of course. But again, you need to really, really you need to have levels that you're looking at on a zoomed out time frame. And once you do that, then you can have your bias around those levels. If you're going at it blindly and you're looking at every green or red candle intraday and attempting to catch every single move and think that this large candle is going to change the overall trajectory of the market for the day, or it's not sustainable. You're not going to end up making full-time money at all doing that. Okay? That's just gambling at that point. So I hope I helped. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And of course, thank you guys so much for all of your support. I really, really appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.